Hi, Paul Sackett, Goodness Planet, speaking to Kristan Cunningham. Hi, Kristan. How are you?
Hi, Paul. I'm great. Thanks.
It's Kristan. She's a do-it-yourselfer.
I am, you know.
Why not? I'm indoors now, Kristan, but we're going to talk about being indoors and outdoors, and about, I think, making it nice in both places for us to have a happy, healthy life. Is that right? Something like that?
Well, listen, it's spring. We're going into summer. The weather's getting nice. We certainly, we're getting ready for all these barbecues and parties. And listen, we spend a lot of time, energy, money making our homes beautiful, the insides, and making sure that they really reflect who we are and our personalities. And I think a lot of people kind of end that outside the doors to the house, and then you get to the outdoor spaces and they don't feel as considered. And certainly going into summer and doing all this entertaining and getting ready for these parties and barbecues, it's important that those spaces, that we up the ante a little bit, right?
All right, I'm going into my backyard right now.
Okay.
And I want to be able to feel, and I'm in Manhattan, I'm a lucky guy, I got one of these little backyard
You are lucky,
backyards.
yes.
So I'm looking out here, and I spend a lot of time. I'm a country boy from Tarrytown, of sorts. So I love the backyard. So what about backyards? What should I think about here?
This is what I want you to keep in mind, especially, and again, you're very lucky to have a coveted yard in Manhattan, but I want you to remember that tackling the yard, or really making the yard feel special and new and refreshed, does not require a lot of money. It doesn't have to involve digging everything up and taking on the whole yard. I like to tell people, do one thing, do it big, go bold, create a moment. So when you walk out the back door, decide what your visual destination is. If it's the back corner under a tree or smack dab in the middle of the back fence, take one space that is the visual destination for the eye when you walk outside, and do something really big. So it could be a fountain, it could be a pedestal with a great urn on it, it could be one big obelisk, or it could be an arbor painted a really zippy color. But the idea is center it smack dab in the middle of where the eye will land, and then take one of those little stake lights, smack it into the ground, plug it in, and all of a sudden at night you have one edgy, really beautiful, glowing moment, so that when you walk outside, the eye goes like, wow. This takes literally minutes to do, and you get instant impact. The key there is scale. Do something big, uplight it, and you get impact for days.
Okay.
But more importantly, so you just walked outside, you just walked onto your patio, you're probably going to be bringing a lot of family and friends out there this summer. And I think, when people think refreshing and DIYing and redoing, they think about projects and having to cut things and do a lot of work. Redecorating can be just as impactful, and specifically in outdoor spaces, because I don't think people do a lot of it. People don't do enough of it. So when somebody walks into an outdoor space, or out to an outdoor space, and it truly does feel like an extension of the home, there's beautiful rugs and pillows. It's fancy pants on a whole nother level, right? It feels so much more well appointed. So I'm actually helping my mom with her outdoor space right now, and I walk into Lowe's the other day, and they have a beautiful vignette set up with gorgeous table and chairs, a rug, pillows, and it all looks like it could go in her living room. But the best part is that every single one of the elements was indoor-outdoor. So you can have a rug that looks like a rug that you would put in your living room, and you can hose it off. And I think, again, when people walk outside and still see the accoutrement that goes in a fancy space, it makes an entire yard feel more special, and it makes it feel more considered and thoughtful. And that's what you want guests to feel when they come into your space. So that's easy. That's all stuff that you can do in an hour. Now let's talk about if you've got a day or even 2 days and $50 to spend, okay?
Okay.
Paint, hands down. Always, no matter what, going to be the biggest bang for your buck. So I personally feel like the most effective thing that you can do, and I'm guessing if you've got a yard and you're in Manhattan, you've also got a front door that opens to either a stoop or a sidewalk or something that's, you've got one moment, right, as people walk up to make some kind of really big statement. And especially if you're in a house that feels very similar to the ones around it. If you live on a block where everybody's in a Craftsman, or you live in a brownstone where everything is brick around you. How special if you are the one house on the block that has an acid green door, or this year the trendy color is flame orange, like that bright red orange. Paint your door a fantastic color, do some bright colored containers below it, choose some special house numbers. You are then the most dressed up house on the block, and it goes the distance. It really makes people kind of, walk up and say, oh, I know what kind of guy lives here. I get this guy, right? And you always want to be the best dressed one at the party. So make your home the cutest one on the block. paint a zippy door color, do a few containers, but most importantly, don't let the process be intimidating. I think that people who are not super DIY savvy get very hunkered down in the, the intimidation of doing and putting it all together and organizing it. My newest obsession is my Lowe's account. So go to Lowe's.com, sign up for a My Lowe's account. It'll take you minutes, but it will streamline the process of every home project you can do. You can have files for dream products, wish list items. You can have files for the items that you've already bought so that months later when you're tackling a project that requires the same items, you've got it all in one place. Streamlines the whole process so that you can actually enjoy and have fun doing it. And that's what it's all about, right?
It's all about having a good time. Let me ask you a last question here.
Sure.
What's good news for you?
Well, great news for me is that it's almost summertime, and I have a shiny new show airing on OWN next month, July 20th. We air, and it's called Super Saver Showdown.
Yay! Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.